Hello to you. Well, it's Picken, CEO and founder of Migrate and chairman of the Global Wealth Group. I want to bring you this weekly wealth insight. Now, as you can see, I'm wet. I've been out running and the weather is terrible here in Johannesburg at the moment. But what I wanted to do with this weekly wealth insight, and sorry, just to explain why I've been running, is that I've been doing my morning prime, my morning rituals, which is exercise, breathing, your purpose, your prime, your goals, everything else. I've done lots of wealth insights on that, so I highly recommend that you do it. Another thing that I'm doing is Mind Valley, which is each and every morning I'm learning from some of the greatest people around the world. Now, there's a guy that wrote a book by the name of Bold. I've just forgotten his name right now. I'll put it in the link below. But an amazing guy. He also wrote all the books on flow. And I'm doing a course with him at the moment. And he was talking about motivators. Now, what's really interesting is that when you consider we've got intrinsic motivators and we've got extrinsic motivators. So when you look at intrinsic motivators, that's what gets us out of bed in the morning. That's what gets us excited. Now, while we're dealing with COVID, I know that a lot of people are feeling overwhelmed. The world's not the same. They've had enough. I mean, one of the things, another course I'm doing at the moment, is that we hate the unfamiliar. Like, our crocodile brain hates the unfamiliar. It wants the familiar. And so, like, things like COVID has completely changed our life and messed our thinking up. And so, doing these type of courses are things that help. Now, what are the three most important intrinsic motivators? Well, the first one is purpose. You've watched or should have watched wealth insights that I've done on purpose and how important purpose is and your massive transformative purpose. And then even, setting goals to achieve that. And just this morning, I was revisiting my massive transformative purposes. I've got 3 of them. And, it's really interesting because purpose, it's what gets you out of bed. When you have the tough times, purpose is what keeps you going. The second is autonomy. Are you in control of your life? Are you in control of the time you work? Can I go for a run this morning? Did I have to ask anyone permission? No, I didn't. Have I planned my day to suit when I want to do stuff? Yes. Am I doing something I love? Yes. It's about autonomy. Are you in control of your life? Do you feel like you are steering your own ship? Are you steering your own destiny? And the third one is mastery. And that is where it all aligns. It's the curiosity of when you were a kid, or the question I ask people, if you were a billionaire and money wasn't the problem, what would you do? That's curiosity. Those are the things you love. I've done a whole exercise just around revisiting all of that, around your curiosity, because your curiosity leads to your purpose. And what's really interesting is that if you've got your purpose and you've got your autonomy, then you need to spend time on your mastery. And he was talking this morning on the course about how at a minimum it should be 15%, one afternoon a week or 1 hour a day. If you like Google, where they 1 day a week where you can just work on your mastery. And then the whole thing is that some of you might or might not have heard of it, but how do you eat an elephant? You chunk it down. I learned that from Tony Robbins years ago. Same thing, people want to be 20, 50, 100% better. A lot of people overestimate what they can achieve in a year, but underestimate what they can achieve in a decade. And really the way to do it is to try to be 4% better every single time. So if there's something you love, like I want to learn about venture building, I'm learning a lot. I had a great dinner with Willem van der Post last night. I'm completely inspired by the conversation and what he's doing in his businesses. I've got a 3-hour session with my business coach, Richard Neff, today. I'm doing coaching, which I'm spending a fortune on with Roger Hamilton. But I am doing everything I possibly can. I'm working with another lady called Donna to get 4% better on a daily basis, mastery in this venture building space, because I believe not only does it suit my purpose, not only do I love it from an autonomy perspective, but it's something that I want to master in my lifetime, because it literally fills and will provide the solutions to all my MTPs, which are my massive transformative purposes. So to remind you, the 3 intrinsic motivators are purpose, autonomy, and mastery. Now, what most people think motivates them is extrinsic motivators: power, money, fame. It's not what gets you out of bed in the morning. It gets you out of bed for a while. Andre Agassi, Tiger Woods, they've got the money, they've got the fame, but they weren't fulfilled, and ultimately they implode. So be careful. What are your intrinsic motivators? Are you following them, or are you driving to external motivators, keeping your family happy, keeping your mother or dad happy, keeping your wife happy, or your husband? You really need to pay attention to that. And if nothing else, a lot of the stuff that I'm repeating to you now is because I'm learning it myself, or more importantly, I'm reinforcing it myself. And one of the greatest ways to learn is to teach. And so by me teaching you, I'm reinforcing these skills within myself. And so it's win-win. If you enjoyed this, subscribe to the channel. We bring out these weekly wealth insights every single week, ideally on a Friday. And what's important is that you share this with the world. I've got 2 MTPs, which I'll share with you. The one is to create a world of wealth, health, and happiness by having lots of fun and inspiring growth and change. And the second is to inspire people to achieve the impossible. Now, that starts with self-belief, and then it moves to knowledge. And only then can we start working on the rest of it. And so, if you find value, please share it with others. A third MTP we've got is we want to empower 1 billion people. We cannot do it on our own. We need your help. Till next week, see you later. Cheers.